Hey, good afternoon and welcome. It is a Friday, a Freaky Friday, April 24th, and welcome to the Modern Eater Show as we begin. As you know, here with you every single day, 2 to 4 p.m. Greg Hollenbach, Jay Parker in Studio Kitchen, Colorado. It was a great day yesterday, Jay. We were at Molly Spirits,
Yeah, that's right. Did a couple of shows from over there.
Greenwood Village, and just a palatial liquor store. Everything you could possibly want there, and had a great time. Other than that, at 5:30 yesterday evening was the launch of Molly's Liquid Lounge. That was a cool show. We weren't hosting it or anything else. We were just there powering it.
Mm-hmm.
Put the production together, launched that baby, and if you missed it, go to Molly's Facebook page right now and check that out.
Ryan Negley from Older Spirits and Jay Johnson from Bear Creek Distillery do not disappoint on their personalities, and especially when you get a little whiskey going, and then their knowledge of whiskey in general.
Cool show. Molly's Liquid Lounge. It debuted yesterday. We'll be there 4 more weeks in a row. So 3 more episodes, and that's every Thursday. We'll be doing the Modern Eater Show there from 2 to 4 p.m. and then 5:30. Molly's Liquid Lounge will kick off once again next Thursday. In the meantime and in between time, why not, Jay? First of all, like and share the stream when you're watching. Thank you for tuning in today. A big show. We've got Alex and Sam Armatas on with us. It's Sam's number 3. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's good to see your faces.
Thanks,
man.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's begin. There's a lot to talk about. I love Sam's number 3. I'm a Denver boy, born and raised, and it's been a part of my life pretty much for a consistent period of time. Lots of meals at Sam's number 3. So let's dig in, guys. Let's do a little round robin. Just introduce yourself. Begin with Alex. Go ahead, Alex. Spend a couple of minutes talking about yourself.
A couple of minutes? Wow, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
My name's Alex.
Hi.
I too, Jay, have been living in Colorado my whole life. As you guys hopefully know, or if you don't know, we're humbled and privileged to be a third generation owner operators of Sam's number 3 since 1927. Started from our grandfather Sam. My father Spiro took it over in the 70s. And we purchased the name and the rights in the 90s from my dad. I'm the head busboy at Glendale, and just kind of crazy, been in this business a long time, and it really just comes down to the concept of being nice to people, serving food hot or cold, and making it fair. So not rocket science, but it is a big job to get right. So that's me. That's what I got.
Lots of history. Okay, Sam, spend 10 seconds talking about yourself.
that's all I got. I'm Alex's older brother who doesn't have much to say. I'm gonna just echo a couple things Alex said and just throw out. I think what Sam's number 3 has done amazingly over the last 93 years. Yes, 93 years is throwing out some consistent food. So people know what they're going to get when they come to Sam's. They just they come in knowing they're going to enjoy themselves and enjoy the company that they keep.
Yeah. What was your old? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go, Jay.
Greg talking to you here. Jay, Pop. Our voices sound alike. I know. This is Greg. You're right about the history, and your old man. What was his? It's cleanliness, good food, and I don't want to step on it, but the 3 things, kind of the ethos.
Cleanliness, quality, and service.
Yeah, absolutely, and it just transcends, right?
Yeah, I mean that was his motto, and we keep trying to do that.
I mean, I think that's something that we also learned that I think should be the 4th thing is ownership. And in other words, if we don't get any of those 3 right, if you let us know, we're going to own it and we're going to fix it.
Absolutely. So the locations, your grandfather, Sam, an immigrant from Greece, comes over. He kind of meandered around a little while. I think he was in originally Illinois and somehow made his way down to Colorado at some point.
He lived in a boxcar at Union Station for a while.
Made 50 cents a day, right?
Yeah.
let's see, or a week, I think. Imagine that salary. How could you possibly?
That's what I'm making right now.
That's what you're making right now. And it kind of turned.
Sam, give him the. You should, Sam, give him the short version of Papu, kind of at the counter, kind of becoming a citizen thing, because I think that's pretty cool.
Well, he had a customer who was a judge, a Denver judge, who came in every day. He had gone to the post office because he went to the post office every week to mail money off to Greece to his family. And he actually slipped on the steps at the post office and broke his leg. Because he broke his leg on federal property, they arrested him because he was actually here illegally. Thank you, Mr. Donald Trump. But anyway, that's political. He was an illegal alien for close to 30 years. Went by the name of Sam Andrews. And the judge, who was the regular at the counter, when he heard that Sam was arrested, became his sponsor. He said, "If you become a citizen, I'll be your sponsor, and I'll help you stay here." That's what he did.
And there begins, and started putting down the roots there. So kind of confusing the begin. And those of you that are joining us, Alex and Sam Armatas with us, and Sam number 3. Alex, I think you're in Glendale, and Sam, you're downtown right now.
I'm downtown. It's a ghost town, man.
Mm-hmm. 3 locations that you have, one Aurora as well. The lineage really begins downtown, though, but it jumped around quite a bit from location to location. How can you quickly explain that? Is there a way?
Is there a way to explain that?
Well,
it's like you're the original location,
I can explain
across the street, and then Curtis Street.
I can explain it. My grandfather Sam came over here. There was another man named Sam Sklavenitis who was partners with. So both of them being called Sam and being partners was very convenient. Different than Sam, Alex, and Patrick, where Sam is tired of, trying to explain that it was my grandfather. I'm not the head honcho, and sometimes he gets. Sam's a super humble guy about that. But anyways, there was 5 Sam's Coney Island joints, like little hole in the walls. And Sam and Sam at one point disagreed. So my grandfather Sam, they split up, and he took Sam's number 3 only. And the other Sam's kind of just turned into properties that Sam Sklavenitis didn't run anymore. So that's when Sam's number 3 became didn't ever close. And then the feds came in and bought the whole block at 15th and Curtis. So my grandfather turned around and bought the corner across the street. Sam, what year was that?
That had to be in I'm going to say early 60s, probably.
Yeah, early 60s when they put it's the Federal Reserve building down there. And so we took over that corner at 1500 Curtis, where we're at now. And then then in the 80s, downtown fell apart, so my dad opened a restaurant called Newberry's and carried over the Sam's number 3 Chili's and recipes over to there. And then in the 90s, we reestablished Sam's number 3 properly at Aurora. 2000 in downtown, again back to the original location. And then 2013, we opened up Glendale.
Yeah,
that's the quick and kind of dirty version, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's good. Quick and dirty.
I'll guarantee a lot of people or just have that aha moment, because you think of Sam number 3 and you go, okay, they have these locations, but isn't there a 1 and a 2, and which one is the 3rd? And I'm sure some people really appreciate hearing, because now it makes sense. Retained Sam number 3, and then you went with from there.
Right.
So it's kind of cool, and I know the history of the building and the Glendale one. And just throw another confusing fact into there. That was Sam Taylor's barbecue, that building.
Right.
And so when Sam's 3 came out, it was like, did Sam Taylor do something strange with this, or did he do business with?
They become partners.
Yeah, exactly. How did you guys meet Sam Taylor? And he was a barbecue guy that kind of was on the Park Hill Golf or City Park Golf Course. That's where his original location was. How did you come across that building? Because that was a great move, first of all, to acquire that spot.
Appreciate
great
it. Yes.
story, actually.
So you want to tell it, Sam?
No,
Go
right ahead.
Oh, I want you to. You said
I
it was a
do
great
too.
story.
Do it, Sam.
Well, I'll go down and dirty. It'll be really short and sweet. But Sam Taylor basically had a deal in the works with an office building to be built there, and they kind of tried to take advantage a little bit, I think, of him, and the deal sort of fell through. So he went back to his realtor, Evan McCuskey, who was a good friend of our father's. And Evan McCuskey then talked to him, and he said, I want a restaurant in here, and I want restaurant people in here. I don't care how much money you think you can make me. I want restaurant people. So Evan McCuskey went to our father and said, I've got the perfect spot for you. Sam Taylor wants a restaurant in there, and I think he's willing to work a deal because he kind of got burned on the deal that almost happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we met with Mr. Taylor and his wife and worked out a great deal.
Yeah, just a grand dude. If anybody had the chance to meet Sam Taylor, he had some good regulars as well. And then, I don't know how that worked out, but the People's Republic of Glendale, you work with the King, Donovan, and those people come around and you start to figure out who's who and what's there. It's kind of its own little
Jeff
weird...
Allen. Yeah, all those people. Yeah.
Yeah. And so...
It's a great town to operate in, I'll tell you that.
You you call the shots, do what you want, right? there's a lot.
What's amazing about Glendale is they just want people to make money and pay taxes based on what they're making.
Yeah.
And so if you go to them and I talked to them half a year ago and said, hey, this patio, I might want to enclose it, even though it's encroaching. They're like, hey, if it's going to make you more money, it's going to make us more money. Let's figure it out. So there's not a lot of red tape in Glendale, and it's helpful that it's like a 2 square mile city. So that's definitely a helpful aspect to it.
Was that King Supers built when you guys first got in there, or were you first? Which came first, the chicken or the egg there?
The King Supers was first.
King Supers was first. It just turned over from a Cub Foods, yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of a really weird area right there. It needed that, and now it's just revitalized perfectly. I have to admit, I've never been to the Aurora location. What am I missing out on with the Aurora location?
Old Coco's.
Yeah, an old Coco's building, like built California style, so there's zero insulation in the walls.
And remodeled by Sam, Alex, and Patrick. Pretty much
8 different times.
Very
so
cool.
You can tell that it was that fixer upper that you kind of hand painted yourself.
In full transparency, Jay Parker, who works with the Modern Eater Show, he got a job at Sam's in Glendale right before coronavirus, right? He was there a cup of coffee. How long were you there, Jay?
So because of their menu training, which is extensive and for good reason, because there's a lot going on there. And then you couple that with my community college education, and it takes a little while, but probably about 2 weeks. Like I was there. I was actually, my first scheduled shifts to be off of training was the
was it the Monday the 17th?
No, because
Jay, I can tell you exactly what you average per week. 3 weeks. It was 12.35 hours a week.
Yeah, well,
you've been in the building for 36 hours.
A cup of coffee.
Well, that doesn't count when I used to go there and eat, and I actually eat at the one in Aurora because I live out in Aurora. But yeah, no, I know I haven't been there too long, but listen, I'm already in love with everybody there and Alex. Sam, this is my first meeting with you, but I'm falling in love with you too. And can I just say something? As you know, I have been there for a cup of coffee, and now it's when I come back, it's gonna I'm probably gonna have to learn the menu again and everything else. But I will say this as somebody who's been in the food and beverage business for
ever.
I'm 43 now, so 15 since I was 15, and I've worked for a lot of companies, and I've put in long stints, 12 years here, 6 years there. But I'll say this, from the folks I've talked to at the Sam's in Glendale, and Kaylee, who's one of my best friends in the world, who's been at the Glendale one for, I think, 7 years, she's the reason why I applied there in the first place. But talking to the people that work there in the front of the house and the back of the house, and talking to Alex, I am being 100% honest when I tell you it's a rare thing what they have going on, and it has nothing to do necessarily with the food. I mean, the food is obviously delicious and incredible and consistent, which is important, all that. But talking to the people that work there, it was a real warm feeling. Not only going through an interview with Alex, right, but then talking to the folks that work there, and they love it. They love everything about it. They love
Jay,
Alex.
They're going to let you back.
Listen, man.
You don't need to go through all this.
I know. And honestly, you know what? You can choose to believe me or not, but that's not why I'm doing it, man.
Community. But they've had a long time to figure that out, right?
I get,
but it hasn't been easy along the way, guys. And so think about, now in the illustrious, how many, 97 years it's been around? Is that about right? 93 years. Wow. Coming up on the centennial on that one. Has there ever been a disruption in service for those 93 years like we've seen now?
No.
Okay.
Like this? No. I mean, there was the riots Depression. When Martin Luther King was assassinated, and my dad actually shut down for 5 days during the riots in Denver. But other than that, no, the disruption now is the biggest disruption I think that we've ever faced as a company.
Okay, let's dig in.
Fact, I mean, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, let's dig in. Let's talk about what happened. There's that day where it was announced, and Mayor Hancock said we're going to close down dining rooms. It was March 17th. It's a Monday. Everybody knows that day because you feel like you were, Charlie Brown with the football pulled out from underneath your foot, and you land on your ass.
I'm gonna credit Sam with this. That might have been the entire country's day, March 17th, but we as an ownership team actually closed our stores on the 14th in the middle of the day on Saturday. We shut down with a plan for management, staff, and guests in the sense that we at the time thought Denver was going to be allowed to reopen on April 6th. So we had an entire plan set forth where we closed the restaurants, guaranteed our entire staff that, hey, you're not going to miss a paycheck. We're going to pay you for not being here, and we're going to reopen. But based on the climate that we're understanding by trying to serve people at 6 feet, it's not safe for us to be in here. Why is it safe for us to be serving people in here? And so to Sam's credit, and all of us as a family, we shut this place down 3 days before the entire country shut down and had a plan. Now that plan, just like every other plan, has morphed. We thought we were just missing that little bit and we were going to pay everybody. We honored that paycheck, but we also fed people for 3 weeks in a row with all the perishables that we had in stock. And God granted us basically the fact that last week we were funded by PPP. So everybody at the Glendale store has been rehired at 99%. Everybody's back, including Jay, even though he worked for me for 36 hours.
It's like a loiterer.
Yeah, but I'll say this.
No, but he's part of our family. I told you when I interviewed you, when you get hired here, you become part of our staff family. And money where my mouth is, that's why you have been asked to be back to part of this, because you were hired as part of my family.
Well, I appreciate that. And
you even, Jay, didn't you say that there was you got a call that there was an envelope for you? You're like, what am I getting an envelope for? And there was a couple of bucks in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got my paychecks, which were nice, but I was on the phone with Alex the other day, and he says, listen, he's like, the PPP came in, and it's not much, as far as what would be, due me, because I haven't worked there that long. He goes, but, he's like, he reiterates, he's like, I told you, man, he's like, if I'm going to go as far as to hire you, that means that I'm willing to accept you into our family. And he goes, and that means, if you're going to come back and dance a little bit with us, for a few hours a week, at least, then you'll get this check, man. And I said, absolutely. I'd be honored, and it'll give me some exercise. I'm real good at moving kegs, and
No, he's not.
and trash cans and that sort of thing. So if the whole menu training doesn't work out, Sam, you too up there downtown. I worked downtown for years. So if you need somebody to choke somebody or crack some skulls, I'm always the guy you can throw a text out to.
Thanks, man.
Hey Sam, what gave you that kind of? And I remember it too because Sonia Riggs from the Colorado Restaurant Association was in our studio that Saturday, and it come down the pipe. I think the announcement beforehand, and you're right. But Sam, where was your vision with that? Just right off the bat.
It really. I mean, he's giving me credit. It was a series of conversations that we actually all had that week leading up to it. And, Alex had asked, we had met at the Glendale office, I think on that Thursday or Friday, the 12th or 13th. I don't remember. And
I was figuring out how to bring Sophia home from Italy at the time.
Yeah, he was trying to figure out how to bring his kid home. And, he's like, what are we doing? He just asked that question, what are we doing? And we were like, well, let's just play it by ear, and just kept thinking to myself, what are we doing? Because he asked it. And I opened that Saturday morning downtown, and I thought, we need to have a meeting today. Called, or it was actually Friday night, wasn't it?
It was Friday night, yeah.
Email.
Friday night.
Like, you asked the question, what are we doing? And in everything that I'm reading, what's going to happen down either way, no matter what we think we're doing, we're going to be shut down.
Yeah.
We need to protect our staff and our customers now. And we met Saturday morning and came up with that plan downtown. Me and Alex and Jeremy Heiser, our director of operations, and we made a go of it that afternoon on Saturday. Shut them all down and get everybody out of here safely.
It was a crazy thing to do. It was a crazy thing to do in the middle of a Saturday, shut the restaurant down, and then tell your entire peers, like, look, nobody's going anywhere. I got you. This happened. Our grandfather used to give food away for free during the Depression. I have people that still tell me now, like, your grandfather let me have a tab for a year during the Depression. Like, ridiculous kind of story. Into the building and figuring this out, or are we running away? And it's much easier to run into a building if you're talking and communicating, and that's why I'm giving you credit, Sam, is because you were like, hey, we keep asking the questions, but let's actually answer them.
So from there, the only thing that was certain was uncertainty. You didn't know anything else except we need to take care of ourselves and our family, our employees, right? So where did you guys go from there? Because a lot of people, that was when operators said, okay, we're faced with, are we going to do curbside or delivery? What's our model going to be? How do we execute it? Where did you guys go from there in the decision-making process?
It was to be honest with you, we had no idea where to go at that time. Like Alex said, we thought April 6th was the day. We thought, oh, we're back up. And then you heard about all these operators trying to reinvent themselves, and it was difficult for them at first. And I think we're finally starting to see.
Sam, I hate to interrupt you, but I want to be able to see you. Your hand's in your way, in the way there. Can you prop it up against something, and we can just want to be able to see you when we're talking.
Blowing his nose.
Thanks for doing. You're there. We can see you now. Your hand was just on your lens.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting.
No worries. I don't remember where I was at, but basically, we just had all these operators who unfortunately, because who's ever ready to be shut down and have to figure out how to navigate your way through a pandemic, they just tried to reinvent themselves, and we knew that we weren't not going to just jump and without thinking about it, and so we slowed it down for ourselves, I think, right, Al? I mean, we said, hey,
well, I think
we're gonna navigate through this thing to work for us. and
if you
work for the
look at,
people that love us.
yeah, I mean, if you look at what we were dealing with at the time, if you look backwards, what was happening was toilet. That Saturday, when I was placing my order for the next day, I could not order toilet paper at the restaurant. I had people taking toilet paper off the rolls in the bathrooms. So just the fact that you wouldn't even be able to be open with because you didn't have a key ingredient like toilet paper. I mean, it really came down to, toilet paper. And it was down to toilet paper for a couple of weeks, if you remember. And so what we decided was we need to let this craziness of hoarding and people freaking out happen. We already have a plan that we started 3 days ago. We already know that we have money in the bank to pay our staff for the 2 paychecks coming plus the promised week of pay while we're closed. Now the plan is let's give all the groceries away and open Aurora up as a test place and see if we can break even. And so that happened 2 weeks ago. We've since figured out that Aurora's breaking even and sometimes losing money, but it's worth breaking even and being a service to whoever's out there needing just a meal that's not from the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're taking care of breakfast right now. What's crazy is I'm opening up a new restaurant called Sam's Number 3 online ordering at 4:30 today, which is going to be our dinner taking care of what guests need. So Aurora's taking care of 7 to 1. We're going to take care of 4:30 to 8 nighttime. And then downtown next week's going to open 5 in the morning till maybe around 1 o'clock in the afternoon for downtown. And it's really just a break even. Hopefully there's enough money to pay the labor and the food costs because it's not paying the rent. It's not taking care of workers' comp. It's not taking care of some of the other overhead costs, but at least it's something,
It's
So.
interesting to watch people's strategies or pivoting or innovation and talking to you fellas today. What's strikingly apparent is that you guys have really tried to do it with ethics and by your rules. You've wanted to do things the way that you've wanted to do things and not kind of follow leads or stay knee-jerk reactions, just well thought out.
No.
And I think that's great. So let's jump to the menu now. Your menu's completely extensive. When you were opening up the coolers for people to come get food, that probably lasted a little while, right? I mean, you had a variety of products.
Yeah, I mean, between the entire staff, 195 families, and on top of that, anything that we couldn't give away that was perishable during the 3 Wednesdays where we handed groceries out. Mm-hmm. Sam, how many runs did you make to different food kitchens and stuff?
Yeah, we took them all to some shelters and some food places. We made about 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah, your world's turned upside down, and you're still doing. And that's the service industry. That's what seeing the service industry get turned upside down, and then just still giving as much as you can. It's a testament to everybody in it.
Right.
It really is.
Well, and it's weird to order right now. Like right now, there's only certain things you can order. So you have to actually turn this. Think of Sam's as an aircraft carrier. And it's chugging down the seas, and then all of a sudden you get shut down, and everybody's asking you to turn this thing around and figure it out really quickly. Yeah. It's pretty hard.
That's what I was going to ask about. There was that kind of initial shock and awe, and then where do I stand? And how much money do I have? How much money do I owe? How did you guys handle your vendors? That's a tough one. I mean, communication, the glasses fall off, the whole thing melts down right now, right?
Well, we're in a position where we made a commitment 5 years ago that we don't accept a product unless we pay for it that day, and that's not a position that we were in even up to 2005. But we're blessed to get to a position where, hey, if we can pay somebody, let's just pay them, and not worry about it. So. I don't know if that's the question, but everybody's
that's the answer. That's a good one. I mean,
we didn't owe anybody money.
Yeah, we're proud to say that was that philosophy that we wanted to take, and we stuck to it. And at the same time, we're also blessed with the fact that we had a little bit of scratch saved up, and we were going to pay down one of our 9 notes. And for some reason we did it, and that's how we were able to pivot that money and pledge it to our entire staff, saying, hey, we're going to give you this check, even though we're closing and nobody else is. Just relax, we'll figure this out.
Yeah. I hope you guys are enjoying this conversation. I sure am. Alex and Sam Armatas, and Sam's number 3 on with us. The Modern Eater Show continues, and we're kind of just at that point now to where you're looking into the future. How do we turn the faucet back on, and what will that look like? So with that extensive menu, and you're trying to think of how do we open up our dining rooms again, and this is where, how do you make plans for the future when even the bureaucrats don't know what they're going to tell you can do? And so turning that faucet back on with a juggernaut like this, is your menu going to be as extensive, or are you going to pare it down? What's the future here, guys?
Well, I think what you're seeing right now, even with the online menus that all 3 stores have come up with, is you've seen some incredible variations, to be honest with you. We're trying things. We're playing around with the whole idea of what sells. We're trying to go back in time a little bit, and through our director of operations also figure out legitimately what has sold better than other items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you talk about dining rooms. I mean, I think I've read 150 articles in the last 5 days, basically on what they're anticipating dining rooms to look like. So, I mean, we're not talking about one idea. We're talking about, 20 different ideas on what they may come out and ask us to do. And, that goes from anywhere from dividing your tables up by plexiglass to percentages of people, to percentages of your total space availability, to a set number of people allowed in the space, including your staff. We have no clue. They do not know. We don't know. And so we're living in their world right now. I mean, Alex says it all the time. We're drinking from a fire hose, and you just got a bunch of water just flooding us right now. We don't know. They don't know. Our menus, we don't know exactly, but we're playing around with those online menus again. We've got 3 different ideas happening. I think it'll give us a lot of insight on how these things sell. Thank God again, we're in a place where we can do these type of things, where we can try different type of menus, and we can provide something that I think is missed now, and that's Sam's number 3. I think people do miss us, and they're excited about us coming back.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
we miss them too, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah,
I hate being in a restaurant all alone. This is not fun.
This is a zero revenue restaurant. Running a zero revenue restaurant is ridiculously stupid, and that's happening all over the country.
It is.
It's a lonely world.
I think that I've worked harder in the last 2 months than it's like you're opening a new restaurant, because you're constantly thinking about how do we operate, what do we do, and Sam's right. Like, Aurora's focused on breakfast and lunch. And some bar items. At Glendale, I focus completely on having a complete and entire full bar and dinner. And I'm going to slowly work in breakfast into that to just do weekends. And downtown's focus, I think right now, is like, let's take care of the ghost town that is downtown, and take care of the workers that are getting here early and taking care of stuff. So it's a weird thing. We're operating restaurants within restaurants now.
I've been using the term, guys, pruning the tree, of taking care of those branches and taking them off to make sure the trunk is healthy, so that you can serve others and come back as strong as ever. Has there been anything internally that's been important for you guys, either operationally or just go down the line, maintenance, whatever the case may be, that you're addressing right now with this downtime?
Oh yeah, I mean, we actually took this time and replaced our entire HVAC and makeup air units on the roof. So downtown, which was a huge building improvement.
Stuff you would have never had an opportunity to take care of.
Things we've never done. I mean, we would have never done. We took all the tile in our kitchen off the walls because when this building was built, it's so old they'd never put any backing behind any of the tile. So we always were breaking tile. So we actually backed up everything in the kitchen, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Chris Johnson.
Yeah, Glendale.
I was going to say Chris Johnson chimes in on the stream from Rome Sausage, says the best dudes on planet Earth right there.
Chris is a good guy.
You got a fan out of Chris. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Alex. I interrupted you.
I was just going to say, Glendale, we regrouted the entire kitchen, painted all the interior bathrooms, replaced probably half of the booth material in here. So it's like, oh, we're empty. We have a budget for maintenance. I know it's crazy that we're even willing to spend that budget on maintenance right now, but the attitude is we're going to battle. We've been around for a long time, and we've been taught by our grandfather and our father that if you take care of your people that you are serving and you're working with, and you're fair and honest, and you own every aspect of good things and bad things, then you'll probably make it. And so there was definitely some bad physical things like Sam's talking about, tiles falling on, not staying on walls very well because it was built, in the 70s. So let's fix it. So.
Did you both have much time with your grandfather? Did you get to have an opportunity to get to know him very well?
I was about 15 when he passed, so yeah, I had pretty good time with him.
What do you think? What do you think his reactions would be right now?
When this all happened, this is actually kind of funny because I think it was beyond our father's thinking that anything like this could happen, and he thought it was ridiculous that we were considering it at one point. I think he was like, we don't shut down. We the only time I shut down was again when MLK and there were the riots. We don't shut down, and
right.
I think we did the right thing when we did it, and I think like our father, he would have been proud that we made that decision and went forward and did it on our own without waiting to be told.
Protect the family, protect the cheese. So we have to move forward. We have to get going. But it seems like you guys are going to cut your own road, even if you get the green light. But it's say 50% of dining room that you can use, and all. Will you make the decision to wait until you have some of these reins that are pulled off of you, and you can 90% of operation? When will you know? That's the better question. When will you know to open up the dining rooms?
I think we'll massage that question to death because that's what we do. And we will, we're all very type A. We like to think that we're laid back. There's a laid backness to each of our personalities, but there's also a very much, I want things to go right, because if you don't plan something, you know how bad it can go, especially when you're operating a 200-person facilities. So I think that Sam's already started that. Sorry, we're filling ice bins.
No, you're fine.
Here. We're already talking to different platforms on how to turn Sam's, which is a diner, into a reservation type restaurant, which is crazy because we've never taken reservations. It's always been call ahead or call in. And, we're playing with the idea of call us and we'll get you on a list and we'll call you from your car to tell you when you can come to your table. Or we're going to order this tablet that we can punch this in and press a button and tell you which table you go and walk to when you walk into the restaurant. So we're playing with that now. And Sam's kind of the leader in terms of trying to figure out the tablet technology and companies to go with. But those questions are being asked and, like I said, massaged by us already. I think that the minute we're allowed to serve more people, we will do our best to figure that out.
Boy, great answers. And again, today's truth is no less than yesterday's truth, but they may not be the same. anymore.
Right.
It's just so fluid and it changes. You're seeing some good things out of humanity right now. Nobody asked for this, for sure. It's refreshing to be able to catch up with both of you because your insight. I think a lot of other folks are really listening to those things and teaming up. Are there other people or influencers that you guys are looking at right now as like, oh, these people are doing it right? Are there any shout outs that you'd like to give in that sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
I think watching, you know, watching and listening to Sonia Riggs and the entire Colorado Restaurant Association has been totally beneficial, educational philosophies being bandied about. We needed that. We need somebody to take that sort of leadership and guide us through
Mhm.
these muddy waters, and then just people down. I'll say, I've been downtown a lot in the last month because I've had to be here, watch our building, keep things moving forward. Um, just watching other restaurateurs downtown, the Chiba Huts of the world, Chris Fuselier, Blake Street Tavern, just everybody trying to survive and what they're doing and how they're moving forward and progressing. It's been a lot of fun to watch that because there's a lot of strength in support within this industry, and this industry has suffered a lot. And the more we can all support this industry, um, the stronger we'll be, hopefully, at the end of this.
Well said. Hey, Alex, has Sam seen your new sign yet?
I don't know, Sam. Have I shared this with you?
You
Show.
talking about the one on the van?
Yeah. I just put
Yeah,
one on the van
can't see it.
today. I'll give it to you for the viewers to see.
Yeah, give us a look.
So
Does that work? Could
there
you
you go.
turn that thing on and drive it down the street?
Yes, you can.
Yes, it does. That's where that's I bought that when I was teaching art in the mountains, and everything that I owned in that, everything I owned fit in that van for probably like 4 years before I moved back down to Denver. But I always like to embarrass my daughter and tell her that she was made in that thing. So I don't know if that's appropriate or not, but I like
No,
that joke.
I like that joke too. That's a good one. Hey, while you're moving around there, flip your camera around so we get the other side of it and show us around Glendale, the Sam's in
Well,
Glendale.
I'm having my staff is walking in as we speak. We're
Oh, you
opening
got
at
to get
4:30
running.
for the first time.
Oh, this is great.
So right now, Katie and Amanda are learning the phone protocol. We've got our Sani station set up here. We're taking temps as people walk in,
Mm.
washing hands. We got a safety check-in. Changed some rules. Over here is the takeout line is now all plasticware. I got Sergio. Can you see Sergio?
Yep.
He's gonna wave at you.
Hey, Sergio.
I got Teo prepping the burgers.
What's happening,
We're
man?
getting firing up everything. I'll go in the
Good to
back
see
here and I'll
life
show you
in
how
there.
people are picking up.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
we're dish pits full for the first time in a while. Hey, there's my new grout lines. How'd I do?
You did
Pretty
great.
solid, right?
Yes. Yes.
Capolina's prepping some steaks for tonight. We got Hugo slicing up some turkey for some turkey clubs. Everybody's masked. Thank God. Peter's icing up the bar. Peter, say hi. You're on TV.
It's like
I'll go outside. Yeah, that's the kitchen. I'll go outside here.
Well, I didn't want to say it.
Curbside at
my
Glendale.
I don't know.
So people are going to pull around. There's the old Aurora sign. Hi, Jenna. Jenna's coming
Hey,
in. So this is going to be our little curbside area. We're going to have parking spaces over here on the south side of our building, and then we have a walk-up line for anybody who wants to walk up. Here's our welcome sign. Can you see that?
yes, we can. Please wait in your car.
Um,
We'll come to you. Walk up, please. Wait. It's fantastic. You guys are organized.
yeah,
you guys,
yeah,
that's right.
and then I'll show you how we get back in. So as the order's coming out, we'll hand sanitize in as we leave the building and come back and forth. I got safety vests for people to wear when they go outside. We've got our designated break area. Amanda's probably setting up her bar.
Wow.
Bar drinks will come from here. I have 3 phone stations. Phone station and a phone station where Emma and all the managers are talking to the staff. It's really weird to know that you can't run a restaurant with more than 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Emma's temping Genevieve for the first time, looks like. So,
Hi, guys.
hey, peace. There you go. There's Katie.
Hey, Katie.
My GM. I couldn't do this without her.
Hey,
Well,
Sam.
there you go. There's the tour.
Sam, you're looking around at what Alex is showing us. You've got to be beaming right now. Proud.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a live restaurant. It makes you want to cry.
Yeah.
Totally.
Crazy.
Well,
it's crazy to have like smells going.
Right.
Can we see your new tile work downtown there, Sam?
Yeah.
Are you far away? You're like, I got to get.
Can you see how? I just want to show you downtown a little bit. I don't know if you can see how dead it is. The streets are empty. There's really no traffic. This store's a little different. Not a lot of life right now. Hopefully we get a little more life. But here's our grout lines. Put some backing in there. I don't know if you can see my foot kicking that.
Mm-hmm. Jay, are you getting this?
No. I'm trying to fire it back up, but I lost.
I can't see you, Sam.
Yeah.
No.
Sam, exit out.
I lost
Go
Sam.
back in if you can. Exit out and go back in.
You see me
I saw him.
You might have accidentally hit the no video button, Sam.
Can you hit him? Can you
there
see
you
him
are.
now?
You're back.
Okay.
For me.
See me?
Yeah, do it that way if you can. I don't know.
Oh, now
when
you're gone again.
See, I can see that.
Okay.
I didn't flip
now
my camera. I just turned my phone around.
Yeah.
Now I've got him. Now I've got him.
Yep.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Go for it.
Yeah, we got you.
No backing.
Get that. Put some stuff over here. Just nice. But you know, the unfortunate thing is this poor restaurant is empty. We're
yeah. Got an empty dish pit.
Yeah, empty dish pit. It's a sad place. This is a sad empty line. No life.
Yeah. For now, guys, right?
For now, yeah. So
it's a clean place, though. Looks good. It's clean. It looks good.
Yeah,
let's see that.
Clean, but, you know, it's just kind of a sad place to be right now, downtown.
Well, listen, I've had so many memories in that place. I mean,
so Sam, will you serve out your garage doors then? Lost you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So this is
we got
actually
you.
where
We're
going to
looking.
serve from when we get going. We'll serve right out the patio.
Oh, okay, just right out the patio. Interesting. Okay. Got that. All right, Alex and Sam Armatas. Guys, as we wrap this up, and it's just been a pleasure to spend 45 minutes with you. Anything you want to leave our audience with?
Alex, something about how, you know, in the short time you've known me, I've just changed the way you look at employees in a good light and just satisfaction, something along those lines, maybe. I'm just guessing, just trying to read your emotions right now. That's what I'm seeing.
Can you hear us? I don't know if he can hear us. That was a good time to exit there. Hey, Sam, I don't think Alex can hear us anymore. He's going to probably go back in. I haven't met you yet, Sam, and you're a little reserved. I think I don't know if you drink beer or anything, but I'd love to have a beer with you sometime, or iced tea, whatever, and just shoot the breeze and hear some stories.
Yeah, look forward to it. Right.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you
He's
don't.
like, yeah, sure thing, stranger.
I'll probably drink a whiskey though, but
we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah, we can do a little rye.
Hey, can I ask Alex and Sam? Hey, when all the dust this is Jay, by the way, in case you were wondering. When all the dust settles on all this stuff, could I talk you guys into coming down to Studio Kitchen, Colorado for one of our shows? We'll do some cooking. We'll get some aprons on you guys. We'll bring down some of the kitchen people, and we'll just have like a party down here to celebrate.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you
Great.
got it.
Cool.
Great.
Thanks, gents. Great interview.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
I loved it so
Thank
much.
you, Alex.
Thanks
Thank you,
again.
Sam.
There it is.
All right. Peace. Everybody be safe.
Thanks again.
Yeah. Be
Boy,
well.
that
Take
was-
care.
Thank you so much. Bye, Sam.
Thanks.
There it is, April 24th. It's a Friday, man. And what a way to end the week. Just a couple of very classy, well thought out gentlemen right there.
Yeah, aren't they cool dudes?
Alex and Sam Armatas. Sam's number 3. That's good stuff.
It's a good company, man. It's a good company. Guess who we're on hold for?
Who?
Well, guess. You have to guess.
Guess who we are on hold for? I don't know. I don't
Crazy
know.
John Irvin.
Crazy John.
He says he's baking some stuff in the oven. We have to see it. So I said, okay, well.
We still have Sam. Sam's like, how do we get rid of these guys? He's still on the screen.
Well, at least I figured out how
to
mute him, right?
Hey, the Spice guy, he's still around doing stuff. I think his business is ramping back up. His restaurants are trying to figure out, well, what do we need for spices? Well, get that inventory done and get your orders in because it's getting busy at the Spice guy. He is the brand when it comes to all of the spices that you need. Go to the website. Just Google the Spice Guy. He's got a quarantine spice kit right now called the Won't Stay Down box. It's the ultimate quarantine spice kit. Obviously, the restaurant business is slow right now, but they will ramp back up. You should shop online because it's a cool website. And the SpiceGuyCO.com. Why is Crazy John Irvin coming on the stream?
Because he's a sponsor of the show. We love him, and he's wanted to talk about some bacon stuff. He's baking something in his oven.
Oh, he is. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if he's not here soon,
well,
there he is.
Yeah, spoke too soon.
Crazy John Irvin joins us, the gluten-free wizard. What's up, John?
Here.
How are you?
I got her.
Turn your phone sideways, John.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I only did that about 5 times today.
Yeah, there you go. Greg said, why are you getting him? I said, because he's baking. He wants to show it off, and there it is. What are we looking at?
Let me tell you something. It's been a great day. Yeah, we've been baking like it's going out of style. Got our croissants, and we got our deli loaves. We get there and got pizza crust, and then Brazen, who I got to get you guys in touch with, just picked up some 100 of my 8-inch pitas, and then they're going to be doing 200 pitas a week, even with this pandemic. Pick up on Tuesdays and Fridays, and then we just, like I said, we did our croissants, and I just got a lot of things. And we got over here we got English muffins.
Hey, Jay, put the video that I'm playing and let John talk, and we'll have the cartoon John on in the background. And if you can do that side by side, keep talking, John. We got Crazy John.
You want to do my cartoon?
We got your cartoon going right now.
Oh, do you? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That actually, I watch that about 3 times a day, just kind of laughing at it, because when you listen to your own voice and stuff.
That's good, man.
Yeah, you mean to turn the camera around and move my arms like he does?
No, just
the side of my head.
Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. It's perfect.
Just fine. Gluten-free thing.
We're we're getting there and all that kind of good stuff, and we're selling
all that kind of good stuff.
We're getting all the good stuff, yeah. And actually, I did a couple Oscar here. We did what did I do with those bad boys? I got pizza crust, and then I had some cakes. I got 2. Oh, I know where they're at. Got 2 cakes. We're done. So these are going to be his wife's birthday is this weekend. So I always make all my employees and my wife or whatever make them cakes, birthday cakes and stuff. So these will be baked, and we'll put chocolate icing on it. He wanted a vanilla cake with chocolate icing because that's what I gave him for his birthday. So it's going good. We're getting there. We're getting wherever we're going.
You're a sweetheart of a man, John.
Well, I try. I'm the pepper of the earth.
Yes, you are the pepper of the earth.
Hey, let me put one last thing. Let me put a shout out to Preston Phillips at the Grind.
Who will never use
when we were
gluten-free
testing his
things in
stuff.
his life. Oh, yeah? What?
Well,
Preston tested it?
he's making ribs. He got those. He got a new smoker from Proud Souls, which I think those guys do a phenomenal job with respect to barbecue. But he's got some ribs on there. And they look so damn good while me and him were talking, trying to help Jay troubleshoot.
Don't be talking. Don't be
and I'm
talking
gonna go buy
about
me
my.
some ribs.
Don't be. Well,
Are you
good.
going to
Go
go
buy
get you
ribs.
some ribs?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go buy me some ribs, man, tomorrow. Yeah,
John, just so you know, don't call it the Grind. Preston will get a little, pissy with you. It's Grind.
Oh,
It's
it's just Grind?
Grind kitchen watering hole.
Took Jay 4 years to.
Oh, okay. Well, Grind. Okay.
And if you go down there, he owes me $30. Can you try and get that for me?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thanks.
Yeah.
He doesn't owe you $30.
You mean beat him up or something?
No. And he doesn't actually owe me money. It's kind of an inside joke that wasn't funny for anybody else.
Oh, okay. Well, I could, use my Taekwondo or something like that on him.
Why don't you turn that camera around so we can see your handsome face before we get rid of you?
Oh, yeah. And then, okay. Hold on a second.
Hey, John.
Yeah. See how good handsome face is? At least my hair is better than Preston's.
Hey, how come your cartoon character is not that gray?
Huh?
Your cartoon character doesn't have that amount of gray.
No, I put some Grecian formula on him.
You did. All right. Hey, here's an announcement, John. You want to hear it?
What's that?
1 week from today at Studio Kitchen, Colorado, the Modern Eater Show will be presenting COVID for the National Restaurant Foundation Angel Relief Fund. And we're going to do a variety show with musicians, chefs, and cocktailing people. Basically, just a variety show. It's going to be fun. We're close to here, and that's going to be next Friday.
Say that one more time. It's going to be what?
Next Friday's programming.
All right. Well, that sounds good to me.
Good stuff. Gluten-free things. It's a dedicated gluten-free vegan bakery in Arvada. I trust all is well right now, John, and we'll catch up with you soon.
You know what? I'm doing about as good as everybody else, and I'm blessed with what I have. So I'm happy. I can't do anything about it, man. We just got to keep on hammering forward, and time will eventually come too.
You got that right. Thank you, brother, man. Talk to you soon.
Hey, man, no problem. We'll be talking to you soon. Thank you very much.
It's John Irvin, man. We love John. It's a great guy.
He is a great guy.
Have you seen this Gigi video?
Yeah, where she's dancing around?
Yeah, I shared it to the Modern Eater Facebook page.
I saw that.
I can get it up here. This is Gigi. We love Gigi. She's kind of the house photographer.
Yeah.
And her husband, Kent Youngblood, has been doing a great job getting folks to do kind of, little video clips of why to stay home. But here's Gigi. Are you ready for this, Jeff?
I think so.
All right, let's see.
Guess what my favorite activity is? Dancing. I can dance all day long at home. And if for any reason I need to go out, I make sure I put on my mask and stay at least 6 feet away from everybody. That keeps you safe, and it keeps me safe too. When I get home, I go to Playa del Balcón. You can take lessons to find out what playa and what balcón means. And more importantly, if you go online, make sure you go to thecureis.us for more information. You have great resources there on how to stay safe, because truly the cure is you and I. Thecureis.us. Stay healthy, everyone.
That's a cool one. She did a great job on that. Did she just cuss at us though in Spanish? What'd she say?
I didn't hear a cuss
word.
Didn't? No.
What?
No. I mean, maybe
great resources there on how to stay safe, because truly the cure is you. It means, and more importantly, if you go online, safe too. Mask and stay at least 6 feet away from everybody. That keeps you safe, and it keeps me safe too. When I get home, I go to Playa del Balcón. You can take lessons to find out what playa and what balcón means. And more importantly, if you go online,
some beach.
Make sure you go to thecureis.us.
That's what I heard. So the Playa Falcón or something like that.
York.
What's happening, Larry Hers?
Hey!
Wow,
Gosh
that's loud.
almighty. Yeah, okay.
in an empty room. And
All right.
what you like? What do you got going on for shirts? You're a shirt guy, huh?
Yes. This is one of these shirts that I was walking through, I don't know, Macy's, and I saw it and I'm like, can I pull this off? I had to take a picture of it and send it to the wife to see if it could meet her approval. Usually I buy my own clothes with no approval, but this is one of those risky ones, the flower pattern.
Yeah, player. You got it, Playboy.
Everybody's got their vices, right?
Did she approve?
I'm wearing it.
If she would have said no, you wouldn't have bought it.
So I've been married 20 years, right? And we have a rule in our house that I make all the big decisions and she makes all the little decisions. Okay? So in 20 years, we've never had any big decisions.
Mr. One-Liner, you gave me one yesterday too. Hey, I'm really upset with you so yesterday at Molly Spirits, we were hanging out. Larry Hurst was there with us on remote. And Larry goes, have you been to the cookie joint down the street? You ruined my life, man.
It's ridiculous.
I literally almost ate all 4 of those cookies.
No, you did not.
Well, yes, actually, yes.
What do you mean? What cookies?
What do you mean?
You got Larry gave you cookies?
No, he didn't give me cookies. He just turned me on to a cookie joint.
Oh, I thought you said he brought you cookies.
No.
You're not going to give him a plug and maybe get some free cookies in the future?
I don't do stuff for free stuff, Larry, like you.
I got my cookies, didn't I?
Well, yes, you bought cookies. Yes, you did. But if you could have gotten them for free, and I saw how much you tipped. You didn't tip much, man. $1.
On cookies. What'd they do? Put them in a box.
What they do?
What, you tipped him $1, Larry. That was 10%, man.
$7 for putting a cookie in a box.
I know those poor kids back there are just humping away, still going to work, wearing masks. You know,
Dude, I'm an over tipper, but I don't know. That's one of those tips that's like offensive. You're doing your job.
True, man. True.
That's not a service. You're at the cash register.
So if you're that's interesting. So how much do you tip on? Larry Hurst with us from OCN Eats and OCN Drinks.
My minimum tip is 20%.
No. So say you're picking something up from curbside.
10%.
10.
Before COVID, on takeout orders, 10%. I don't do a lot of takeout, but and then in restaurant, minimum 20. Even if it's bad service, it's minimum 20.
Really?
What's the highest tip you've ever left somebody?
Oh, I've left 100%.
Well, how much was that?
I've left 100 on 100.
Well, why would you do that unless you're like single and like trying to get over on a woman?
I used to be a baller.
I left
big baller, Larry. Did you carry a wad with you?
No, I never had a lot of money on me because I would spend it. But look, when I was 27 years old and I opened my first restaurant, Carmine's on Penn, I was making a lot of money. Just do the math for a quick second. My rent was $1,300 a month. Minimum wage was $7. Waiters, you paid $2. This was a restaurant that took 2 months in advance to get a table. I had a Porsche. I had a Range Rover. It was good to be my friend.
Those were the days, huh?
And yeah, I was very generous. And then I had restaurants and lost most of my money. So now I'm like right in the middle. I would say in general, most people would say I'm a good tipper.
I know it's a sore subject, but why did you get out of Carmine's?
Yeah, we can tell the story. We got a little story time.
We do, huh? Wait, what do you mean we've got story? Yeah, okay, Larry. Yeah, cool. He's like, we got time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, yeah.
You're right, Larry. Go ahead.
It's not going to make sense to anybody right now, and I'm completely embarrassed to tell the story. But at the time, as you know, what decisions you make, they make sense to you at the time. Just opening a restaurant at 27 doesn't make sense, but I did. It felt right at the time, so that's the entrepreneur in me. I don't overthink things. I got engaged to my wife after 6 weeks.
Wow.
That tells you, who I am. I just make a decision, move on. So it's so stupid, so embarrassing to say this in front of the whole freaking city, but okay, so I was single and Jewish, and there was nobody. I felt like I dated every single Jewish girl in this town, and I was looking to get married. I was 30 years old, And I was spending a lot of time in Scottsdale, and I love the vibe in Scottsdale. And there were so many good-looking women there, and they didn't have a family-style Italian restaurant. So I decided to sell Carmine's, to move to Scottsdale, to open up a Carmine's in Scottsdale. I already picked out a house there. I had a broker looking for locations, and I sold the restaurant for a lot of money. And, I was pretty happy with the decision at the time. It was obviously a really poor decision. And then I didn't move because I couldn't sell my house here. I would have taken any offer whatsoever, and my whole life would have been different. I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't still be here. I'd be this Scottsdale restaurant guy. And everything happens for a reason. But yes, I mean, you don't sell a restaurant that's making as much money as that was. That was a mistake.
What do you attribute the success of that restaurant to, and how long did you own it? So you founded it and then you sold it. How many years?
3 years.
3?
Yeah, and now it's 26 years old.
How many?
26.
26. How many operators' hands has that gone through?
So it's on its 4th owner.
Really?
The kid I sold it to started out as a waiter. Then he became the manager. Then he married into Leprino Foods money.
That was going to be my question is, wait a minute, started out as a server, and then how did he buy the joint,
Yeah. So he married the vice president's daughter of Leprino Foods, and you know what kind of money they have. So that's where he got the money to buy it. They eventually got divorced. She had the restaurant. She was a lawyer. She didn't know the business. Then she sold it to a friend of hers. Then that friend sold it to the manager who owns it now. And I'm sure I know they're still doing well. Nobody, you can't do the volume that we were doing back then, but I'm sure they're making plenty of money.
Mm-hmm. How much has it changed over the years? Are there any recipes from the original?
Last time I was in there was the 20th anniversary, and actually I thought the food was good. There was not a lot of the original dishes left. The prices were doubled. It was very expensive. Yeah, there used to be Larry's Pasta there. I don't think that's there anymore. Montana was like the famous dish from there, Chicken Montana, which we named after Tony Montana. That dish is still there, and that's a chicken with gorgonzola cream sauce, sun-dried tomatoes, and asparagus.
What made you want to do Italian?
So I moved out here after being held up at gunpoint in Manhattan. I haven't told you that story yet either.
Oh, every day, more interesting, Larry.
Oh God, I've had a life. Basically, a gun to the back of my head, and it was like time to get the heck out of Dodge. And I picked Denver because I knew one kid out here. Do you know the name Adam Schefter? ESPN.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Adam and I grew up together. We went to camp together. That's what Jews in New York do. We go to camp every summer for 2 months, and he was one of my best friends. And I called him up. I said, I got to get out of New York. I said, how's Denver? He said, great. And I drove out here. I'd never visited, no job, no place to live. And I was 26, started working for Cliff Young when I first moved out here. And I couldn't find a decent plate of pasta. Bottom line is like just a simple New York Italian place. So that's when I said, I'm going to open up my own Italian restaurant. And I worked at a place called the 15th Street Grill with Louis Lucio and the Lucio family from the Armadillo Company. They had a little sports bar there. That was my last job, and they laid me off. And I'm like, we'll go into the whole thing. My mom was dying at the time, and I was a real mama's boy, and I really wanted her to see my first restaurant. So I'm like, I'm going to open up a restaurant. My dad always said, learn the business. When you're ready, the money will be there for you. So I'm like, this is it. I got to do it now before she doesn't see it. And I found it. It was an ad in the paper in the classified section of the Rocky Mountain News. Restaurant for sale, $18,000 turnkey restaurant. And it was the old Blue Point, Fred and Mary's restaurant, Pennsylvania and Bayard. And I borrowed $75,000 from my dad. A little remodel, new sign, not much really needed to be done. And opened up in February of 1994. And, within 2 months, you couldn't get a table in the place.
Where'd the name come from? I mean, I know, technically, but what were you doing? Just going there and I'm like, I'm lazy. I don't really want to think it.
Did you know a Carmine?
There's actually a story for that.
No, it couldn't be.
So right across the street from me lived the Gabby Gourmet. Pat Miller. She's one of the first people I met in this town. And I was explaining to her the concept of the restaurant. And I was copying a restaurant I grew up eating at on Long Island called La Parma. There are 3 La Parmas on Long Island, Roslyn, Syosset, Oceanside. Fantastic, amazing. They're still there, gold mine. And they do family-style Italian. Well, there had been no family-style Italian out in Denver to that point. And I was explaining to her the concept. And one of my favorite restaurants in New York at that time was uh-oh. Did I lose you?
No, we got you.
All right. It was a restaurant called Allison on Dominic. And I love that name because then you can remember it's on Dominic Street. So I was Pennsylvania back then, especially. Nobody knew Pennsylvania Street in 1994. So I was thinking something on Penn so that people would remember the location. And she had never heard of La Parma. And I said, well, there's Carmine's in New York City. Have you heard of Carmine's? They do family style. And she said, yeah. This Carmine's was and is still famous. And she said, well, why do you call it Carmine's on Penn? So Pat Miller, Gabby Gourmet named my restaurant.
Far out.
That's some good stuff.
Oh, yeah. You guys got good questions today.
Well, I think you just enjoy talking about yourself, Larry, for some reason.
I like talking. I like talking, to everybody and about myself, about others.
I know. Lunch with Larry. How'd it go today?
Today was a different one. I sent Jay the link. I don't know if he wants to play any of it, but
send it over to me, Jay.
Larry, here's the thing. First of all, you sent me one of these weird Facebook links in a text that when I try to open it in my text, the link, it wants me to sign into a new Facebook.
Is it on Facebook?
Sure. On Old and Now pages, Denver Now, or you can find it on your videos.
I'll find it right now.
And so what I wanted to do today is bring the voice to somebody who's not open. So I brought in Avelina. Do you know Avelina?
The restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Josh Oakley.
Fantastic restaurant. Josh Oakley, the chef. Karen Pence, the owner. Great people. One of my favorite restaurants in town. I did a restaurant tours with them. It's one of my favorite episodes as well. Mm-hmm. Just gorgeous restaurant, great food. And just to know what it's like to be a restaurant that's been closed the whole time. So that's why I brought him in. He made me food from his kitchen and his house because his restaurant's closed. I
don't see it on OCN Eats. I see
not on OCN Eats, on Denver Now.
Oh, okay. You got the crumble cookie up there, though.
Oh, you're looking at Instagram. I'm talking about Facebook.
No, you have that on Facebook, bud.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I gave them a little. Oh, so you mentioned the cookie. Now the cookie's out of the bag. I did. You just give a plug to Crumble.
I'm cool with that. I think I did give him a plug at the beginning there. I'm trying to find this thing.
About midnight last night, I had a bite of each one of those cookies because I bought them for my kids. I got the Twix one and the Oreo one, and they were freaking incredible. But one bite each was enough.
Why can't I find this video, Larry? I'm on Denver Now.
Denver Now Facebook. Your left side, you click on videos.
Dude. Seriously.
Sorry.
All right, I'm looking. Okay, what's for lunch? Here it is. So who was with you?
What's for lunch? It says lunch with Larry.
Yeah, Avelina. All right. It should say lunch with Larry. I'm going to play a little bit of this, Jay. Mm-hmm. This is today's lunch with Larry.
Good afternoon, Colorado. Welcome to a Friday edition of What's for Lunch. I'm your host, Larry Hers with OCN Eats. Today, I have the pleasure of having my good friend Josh Oakley from Avelina here in studio. This is going to be a different kind of episode. Yeah. I brought Josh in specifically to bring us a different angle because Avelina has been closed since the order went down. So welcome, Josh.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
For those of you who don't know, Josh just turned 30 and
young, handsome, talented. I mean, come on.
And a really good person.
Hear about you, the history of your background in the culinary business, and then the history of Avelina.
So I've been cooking since I was 18 years old.
You're getting good at the live thing, Larry.
And I need more editing.
No, that's a solid introduction.
You like I'm doing like a little Good Morning Vietnam kind of thing?
I do. I'm still wondering about the black background though, that choice. Why do you have that?
We're in a temporary facility. We had a beautiful studio in the old office, and we're just not set up yet.
Can't you green screen that?
I don't know. I would think that somebody could.
I mean, you need a nice skyline.
I would
backdrop.
He says, "I would think that somebody probably could." It's like you're going to the school of where Jay goes to school. And Greg asked me questions. I go, "Well, listen, man. I'm sure that somebody at some point I could have put it there for sure."
I try and stay in my lane. I am not. I'm closing in on 54. I'm not technically savvy. I do have some news, some openings, some closings.
All right, lay them on me.
I don't know what you've talked about. I listened a little bit, but after 74 years,
I saw this one.
20th Street Cafe closed.
Yeah.
Have you talked about that today?
Have not.
That's just, that kind of, everybody's upset about the market as they should be in Racine's. And then another big closing, but just temporary, is all the Edible Beats restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
The Root Downlinger, Vital Root.
Mm-hmm.
Ophelia's, they're calling it quits for a while. It's I don't know. I don't see a future. I've been really optimistic up until just recently, because restaurants have been doing, like I told you guys, there's some big numbers going on out there, but the restaurants that need people to sit in their dining rooms, that's not happening in the near future.
Mm-mm.
Even at 50%, if and when that happens, people are not going to be into that. So,
well, Larry, you're looking through the lens of a middle-aged guy, though. There's people out there that want to.
People, the Patrios brothers, the Ramirez brothers, yesterday asked me, where do I think is going to be busy? And I could see, yes, in the city where younger people are, because younger people aren't as afraid. And that's just, it makes sense. That's the way I was when I was young, that they'll eat out. But in the burbs, I don't see older people going to restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, my mother's been quarantined for 5 weeks now, and she sprung on me yesterday a question. She's like, I don't feel real confident going back out. It'll grab me at some point, and we just spoke to Dr. William Blanchett from Boulder Internal Medicine. I mean, he concurs that she's kind of eliminated from that herd immunity.
Yeah.
So it is going to be interesting. And we talked to Alex and Sam Armatas from Sam number 3 today. Those guys, man, I mean, just seeing people work in the parameters of which are foisted at them right now. Some people are really standing out and shining. And you can see it. So you're right. I mean, what will dining rooms look like? Boy, it's going to be a while, right?
Well, I talked when I was talking to the Ramirez brothers yesterday, about what it's going to look like in their dining rooms. Now, they're considering not opening. They're doing very well with this takeout curbside. I don't think they're doing any delivery. They are doing their full menu, and their sales are down, but they're at acceptable levels. They don't, at this moment, they're not planning on reopening their dining room at 50% capacity.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I can't say I blame them. I mean, it's just so dangerous. It's going to, the mask thing, cooks wearing masks.
Well, did you hear the guys from Sam say that potentially they'll turn themselves into a reservation restaurant?
I did not hear that. I was in and out of their conversations. They're great operators, so think
of that. You call ahead, you order a seat, you wait, and they were talking, and again, they're just kicking this around. Yeah. They don't know but wait in your car until you get a text that says, okay, here's your table number. There'll be numbered. You go in there, you sit down. It's gonna be trippy, is what it's gonna be. Man, for me, it's like I avoid the grocery store at all costs just because it's terrifying. And ultimately disappointing. But I'm experience based when I go out to a restaurant. I want an experience, and I just don't think that experience will be able to be provided for quite some time.
It'll be an experience.
Yeah, a really terrifying one.
Yeah, not a happy, fun. That's not what people go to restaurants for.
Yeah, what I think the bright spot will be, though, Larry, is patios. When people are able to utilize a patio and you've got that airflow and you can show some distancing, I think patios will be that kind of toe in the water type of thing.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, if you have a patio, I think that's a good advantage. If you have a good patio, that people will be more willing to eat outside than inside. And as you heard Trump say today, right? The heat kills it. So just get out on the patio and get hot.
Zach Johnston, the Spice guy on Facebook, chimes in and says, "No one I've talked to, and that's in the dozens, are going to open at limited capacity."
Wow. There you go.
I mean, can you imagine, Larry, what it would feel like if you did a capacity opening, that's smaller? Okay, hand sanitizer on the way in, on the way out, right? Alex from Sam's in Glendale was showing us the parking lot he's got scheduled out with cones and this and that, and then you're going to text somebody their table, then they come, and then the table comes in, and then they're like, "I have a coupon." but it's expired, or somebody that you go through all these things and then they're like you, Larry, and they tip you 10% on a heat tab or something like that. I'm just kidding. I know. Greg
just
was
wait
giving you a hard
until
time.
Yelp,
can you imagine what
reviewing things?
Can you imagine what that would be? You know what I would do? I would freak out, man. If I went through all that stuff and then somebody stiffed me or laid I don't like onions, but I ordered the onion sandwich, off on me, I would lose my mind. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Larry, what do you think people, obviously there's going to be a lot of vacant properties and lots of kitchens around. You seem like an opportunity type of guy. A lot of people are. Would you get back into a Carmine's on Penn? Would you get back into the restaurant industry if something was so glaringly apparent to you?
You want a one-liner? Here comes a one-liner. My wife says I can open up my next restaurant with my next wife.
I like your wife.
That's pretty good.
And you should take her up on that.
Oh, really? Yeah. Pretty expensive to get divorced. I'm good. I made it 20 years. I'm not going to get divorced. No.
You're in it for the long run, huh?
When I make a commitment to something, I finish the job. Like, you do not want to play Monopoly with me.
Oh, you finished the game, huh?
I can hear her now going like, so let me get this straight, Larry. You're saying our marriage is the same as Monopoly to you.
She knows it is.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
And by the way, she will not play Monopoly with me.
Well, your family spent last weekend trimming all of your hair and giving you a makeover. What is the hers house doing this weekend?
You know what we do every night? I don't know if I've told you this.
Every night?
Every night.
Okay.
It's worth saying again because, when life hands you lemons, make lemonade, right? And I've told you this, I think, last week when the doctor was coming on right before me. Like, I've decided to look at this pandemic as an opportunity, and I'm trying to make everything better in my life. I'm working harder than ever, trying to further my career and help as many restaurants as possible. I'm working out every single day, even though I really don't even want to most days. I hit the gym, I go running, and I'm working on my family. They're home. Why not make your family closer, make your marriage better? Mm-hmm. And so we started from zero. We're watching home movies from when my first kid was born. And last night we saw my second kid get born. And it's really a nice experience. We've never had the time to watch these home movies together. There might be a little bit of drinking going on with it. But
you want a drinking game? Let's watch our kid get bored.
Yeah. Now, hold on. I just because I have to ask a couple questions.
Yeah.
When you say our kid video of our kid being born, I've seen a video of like a cousin, a distant cousin. I don't know where the video came from or somehow. But I mean, are you talking about a video?
Of it happening?
Of it happening? Of it happening, Larry?
Yeah.
So it's from a tasteful angle. Like I'm filming, like I'm holding my wife's hand with
you're filming,
and so I'm looking downward. Not from like
yeah, I got
not down the barrel of the shotgun.
Right.
But it's a little graphic. I mean, there's plenty of stuff.
Now, did your daughter sit there and watch that with you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
How old's your daughter?
So my daughters, they both watch it together with me and my wife. My daughters are 17 and 18.
And that's not illegal.
That doesn't freak. They don't get
People
freaked
send
out or
me
anything.
videos of themselves being born.
Well, you know, like
Would you watch that, Jay?
Jay,
I got video of you being born.
Yeah.
Would you watch it?
I mean, yeah. I probably. Now I don't know about 17. I probably have a different attitude.
Where did you? Do you have a memento box too, Larry? Something you put little items in?
So I have my own personal one, and the kids have these big trunks of theirs. Yes, of everything. Their first teeth. Yes, everything. I'm a very sentimental person.
Well, going back to the mama's boy.
Yeah.
Did your mom teach you that?
Well, the biggest thing I can remember my mom teaching me is about, basically the golden rule, and if you do the right thing, then good things will happen, and about karma. Although she didn't call it karma. So I try and live my life trying to do the right thing by people. Sometimes I don't, but it's by accident. And then also the biggest thing, which is very apropos in this, is when something bad would happen, she was absolutely the person saying, "This too shall pass." Mm-hmm. And when something really bad happens to me, even if it's a car accident or injury, or instead of it's very upsetting, and I just keep hearing my mom's voice saying, "This too shall pass," and that's perfect for this time. That 9/11, we never thought we could ever go back to life as normal again. And yes, this is going to take obviously longer than 9/11, but this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm. Let's hurry up. Let's let it pass quick. I'm ready.
Nah, it's not going to be quick.
Get back to life, man. Entertainment for this weekend, Jay. What do you got going on besides the show tomorrow night?
Like personal entertainment?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I have an idea for you, Jay.
Yeah, lay it on me.
He's so excited.
Well, yeah. Hold on a second. Hey, yeah, man, give it. Yeah, what do you got?
All right, that's the spirit. Yeah. Milk Market. You a fan of the Milk Market at all, Frank Bonanno?
I'm familiar with it.
All right. So
I'm not to say that I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, that kind of sounded bad.
Say it with some energy. You're a fan of it.
I like milk.
All right. So Sunday they're doing bingo. So the bingo brunch, you pick up your boards on Saturday and your brunch on Saturday at the Milk Market. And then they're going to do a Zoom bingo, live, drinking, eating. I think that's something fun. I love a little bingo.
Are you going to do it? It's not good enough for you to do it, though.
No, I live in Lone Tree. Milk Market's in downtown for me to drive over there to get the board.
I thought it was an online thing.
But you have to go get the boards and the food.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to get the boards. You can't play bingo without the boards.
No,
honestly, man, Greg, and I don't know about you.
I love bingo.
Well, I mean, I'm just not a big fan of like the okay, so the Zoom chat room happy hours that everybody's doing, with or without the quarantine, it's like, and I don't know what it says about me as a person.
Because you're sitting here doing
we
technology
can ask
all
the
the time. If you were at home, kind of cooped up, and just you and your computer, you probably
you think I would.
Yeah,
I don't, because it's like, honestly, when I see it, and you're probably right, because just to look at my phone, it pains me sometimes. But it's like, if I'm on the phone or I have to send an email or I'm doing something, and I'll scroll, obviously I'm on social media a lot, and I'll scroll down and I'll see these people I'm like, God, if I had the free time to do, I would do anything else. I'd go dig a hole in my backyard.
Maybe you should. Hey, Larry, what's on tap for next week, my man? You got some lunch with Larry's booked up?
I have What's for Lunch booked up for the next 2 weeks. It's funny how you throw stuff against the wall, and some stuff sticks.
Yeah,
this has become a big deal. Like,
what is the lunch?
Everybody wants to be on this podcast and bring me lunch.
Bring Larry lunch and watch him eat it for free, and he won't tip you either. Get the hell out of here.
That's the new title.
Yeah. Larry will record you while he eats lunch.
All right. Well, what did you tip on your 4 cookies?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What did I tip?
Yeah.
20%. I don't know what the dollar amount was. Somehow mine looked different than yours, Larry. Yours was like $1 thing. Wasn't it $1 or was it 10% you hit? You hit the least amount of what it was. I saw you do with your knuckle, and I don't even know if it took it. I think it just didn't tip at all, and you were
Look,
okay with that.
I think the whole tipping at these kind of places is offensive. I don't know how that became a thing.
The knuckle.
To you? Oh, he didn't want to put his finger
I know.
on it.
I mean,
He
I
gave
get
it
that,
the
but I
knuckle.
just, yeah.
Did you not knuckle it, Larry? You knuckled it, didn't you?
Probably.
Give her a 10% knuckle.
And I don't even.
When did this become a thing that you have to tip everywhere you go?
You don't, man. And Larry, I hope when you hear me laughing, man, I hope that you don't think I agree with Greg at all. I'm just laughing at how he's approaching it with you and talking smack.
Yeah, I mean, the dollar was $1 more than I should give, because the only reason why I'm giving $1, the only reason why they're forcing you to tip at these places is because the owners of these businesses aren't paying them enough. They're paying them the tip tax credit amount of $9 an hour, and you have to make up the difference.
Let me ask you a question, Larry.
Sure.
You own Crumble, the cookie joint, right?
Yeah.
And the software just basically it's set up that way.
No, you can do whatever you want with software.
So you would take that away. You would take the tipping option away if you own that. You would be. Dude,
at all these places, they turn it around to you, right? And and you feel like a cheap MF if you don't tip.
Well, let's have the doctor. Hey, Doc. Yeah, good to see you. Dr. Sarah Metz, Dr. Baby Yoda joins us. We're talking about tipping right now, Doctor.
Larry has a point to make.
Thank you.
Look at him. He's like,
me. Before we had all these devices at the registers, right? You didn't tip when you went to these kind of places. You're just picking up your order. You're ordering at a Noodles and Company, but now they all turn that screen around to you and force you to say no tip, and you feel so cheap saying no tip. So I just gave her $1 for putting a cookie in a box, and I'm the cheap guy. Pay them more.
I mean, listen, I'm a career bartender and everything else, right? But I'll tell you, Larry, you do have a point, man.
Thank you.
All right, Doctor, you're faced with it. You just bought a couple of cookies. All it is cookies. They're putting them in the box.
I tip 20%. It totally works on me. I am all for the guilt trip. No, I tip.
Are you mad when you're doing it?
I'm not mad. I have a very blessed life. I'm fine with it, but I totally get the point of, you put a cookie in a box, probably doesn't quite deserve 20% in terms of the amount of work that went into that.
This like physically bothers Larry.
I can see that. He looks a little riled up.
Yeah. You don't want to get me angry.
Let me ask you a question, Larry. Is this acceptable to have a tip jar? Not strong-armed, it's just sitting in front of you.
Who carries cash anymore?
That's true.
People. Me.
Do you carry cash and change?
Yes.
Do you have change in your pocket right now, Larry?
Probably not, because in general, yes, but I never leave the office anymore, so I don't need change anymore. People bring me lunch.
Change anymore? I don't think anyone uses change anymore.
Old people.
I'll say this: I bought my MacBook in front of me right here with quarters from bartending. I'd say like 4 years of bartending.
And he rolled everything.
And I had to roll them myself because the bank stopped doing the rolling thing, apparently.
Back in the day, they won't do that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have.
So I went online. I bought a coin roller for like $14 off of Amazon, and then I got the coin roller, and then I spent probably a month rolling quarters.
And you literally took them to the Apple store and dropped them off, and they gave you a computer?
No, but you should have seen me. You should have seen me. I know that would have been better, right? But you should have seen me when I. Yeah, you should have seen me when I rolled into Wells Fargo on Havana in Mississippi, though, and I had 2 Coors Light beer buckets that you would get, a bucket of beer from a bar, and they were both filled with rolled quarters, and the people inside just had. You should have seen the gal I got. You know how you're waiting in line to go to the bank, and you never know who you're going to get. As a young man as myself and single, I always want the cute girl that's in line. You never get her. It's
like an airplane.
Yeah, you get anybody else. So I'm watching, and I'm like, what poor SOB is going to get me because
cute girl?
I'm going to ruin their life. No, I can't remember that actually. But when I got her, she was not happy, and I dumped all these quarters. I literally put $1,200 right around there.
Yeah.
In rolled quarters underneath the thing. Like, here you go. Here you go. Here's 3 more. Like, can you grab them so I can put 3 more? There's 3 more.
She
But I got
questioned her life choices that day that she had you with all your quarters.
Yeah. No, she and truth be told, I said to her, I didn't enjoy it at all, and I even said to her, I said, I'm really sorry, but I said I don't have anything else I can do.
Right.
I'm not taking them to Coinstar and paying whatever
10%.
percent on that.
Ridiculous. Larry would not do that either.
No.
No.
No. Hey, Larry, you want to learn about local?
Sure.
Walking the walk, not just talking the talk. Code 4 counseling. I'm looking at a post right now. I wonder if we can bring this.
Hey, right?
Yeah. It's so cool. Why don't you talk about this? I'm assuming you did.
Craig's like, that's too much to read. I don't even.
You did the post, didn't you?
I know that's too much for me to write. Rebecca did that. Rebecca is saving the world and has partnered with several, and you'll have to read them off. I won't be able to remember it off the top of my head, but we are sending chicken wing kits to some of the firehouses in the local area to celebrate responders and celebrate supporting local. So we're partnering up. Each of the firehouses in the area is going to get chicken wings and sauce from Blonde Beard's sauce.
Yes.
They're going to get hand sanitizer. They're going to get a bunch of goodies.
Party wings, Spice Guy spices,
yeah,
beer.
Spice Guy is going to be part of it, yes. And they'll be getting that this coming Thursday.
I want a kit.
Well, you have to join a firehouse then.
I think I might have to. Speaking of firehouses, did they get their beef yet from Sangra's Best?
I think so.
Did you get yours?
I have not yet. There was a little bit of a hiccup there, but she's getting it to me. I'll get mine, I'm sure.
Oh, no. We
right.
don't want to send Jay out.
Oh, yeah, right? Jay, go get my hamburger beef.
It's like I just go like, here's how we do it, Doc. It's like you just write down an address on a piece of paper and hand it to me.
All right.
Doc, you'd be very impressed. Larry said some pretty good stuff today. And
Larry said some great stuff. I was listening to Larry. I commented on Larry. The fact that you're watching your kids' birth videos and you're celebrating relationships and family, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah. Most people don't think I'm like a glass half full kind of guy. They think I'm a pessimist, but
you have your moments.
I have my moments. Here's a little something that nobody knows about me. So, and then I got to get back to work. I've never. Well, Greg found out some things about what my drinking habits yesterday. That I've never had anything brown. I've never had a cognac, a bourbon, a scotch, a whiskey, nothing like that.
Wow.
I've never had coffee either. I've never tried it.
Wow.
I've also never been in a fight in my life. I've never hit anybody, and I've never been hit.
That's impressive.
I'm a weird dude.
You are completely bizarre.
Did he say that he's never had coffee?
Yeah. It's like, why not try? How do you not go, let me see, have a sippy?
I mean, I could.
Oh, you don't like the smell?
No.
The smell of coffee is amazing.
I can understand that for alcohol, and even alcohol is hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
That somebody
I don't
hasn't
drink that much. So that I can understand. But coffee, and I didn't start drinking coffee until graduate school. So even that I can kind of understand, but now I can't live without it.
I feel like my first fight's going to be happening with Greg. I think
like fist fight?
Yeah.
Let's get a chair. Let's get some gloves on.
Oh, no gloves.
No gloves. You just want a bare knuckle fight. MMA style?
I'm going to do it right. I want to knock it off my bucket list.
You can do it with Greg. Yeah. Okay, that's good. All right, we'll stream it live.
There you go.
That could raise some money.
That could.
Just off in our shirts alone.
Larry, get out of here.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
Bye, Larry.
Bye.
No, I like that about he's kind of working on his life right now.
I think that's so cool. And honestly, he's so right when he says your family is there. And so if your restaurant is closed or your business is closed, but your family is still there. So put some energy into your family.
What's up with you? Casual Friday?
It's Casual Friday. It's moving day.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. We were moving yesterday, and we're moving today, and so this is all you get.
This is good. Are you in the new spot or the old spot?
I am in the new spot. I have movers everywhere. I am sitting in our new
Are you on your
workout room.
phone?
I am. Do you want to see the place?
Yes, we want to see the
All
place.
right.
Are you
I don't know
kidding
how
me?
to do this. Hold on.
First view, Dr. Sarah Metz showing us the house.
All
All right, so this is
is
going to be the
cool.
workout room?
This is the workout room. I'll show you the view from the workout room.
Ooh.
Hello, downtown Castle Rock.
You moved to Castle Rock.
Castle Rock. Yes. All right. Let's go. Let's go look around.
All right.
Okay.
Put your pants on, Nick.
I know. That actually would be a real thing to check. So those of you who know Castle Rock, you will see, do you see the Castle Rock?
Wait. Is that's it? Straight ahead. There's a swimming pool right by you. There's a public swimming pool right by you.
Is there?
Yeah, I've been to it.
Oh, there might be. It might be that way.
Yeah.
Yes, I think there is.
What a cute house.
Is this not the cutest? You'll see my favorite thing ever as we come in here.
Oh my God!
Look at the beauty.
Can you play that thing?
I cannot. That's Nick's skill.
Nick can play piano?
Nick can play the piano. Nick actually has an Emmy.
Now, how come her phone is working perfectly right now?
Well, here's the thing. If you'll notice,
there's a little bit of
it's on our side, right? And I've gone through this with her phone before. Usually, the more we talk,
ooh, look at that!
We get some pops.
Got a nice hood right there.
Yeah, the rain. We got. I know it's still messy. We're still moving in, but we got.
Now you like that open kitchen, don't you? Into the room,
nice?
Yeah.
My
island, man. The island's where it's at.
Island.
I'm gonna party there sometime.
My other favorite piece of equipment. Espresso maker.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Dog bed. See my movers. You're on TV now.
Don't mind us. We're just taking a tour. Put the dog bed down right there and lay in it.
Basement. Thank you.
They said storage, and the bottom one says basement.
Basement and basement. Done. Ta-da! We're multitasking, people. We're multitasking.
Cool. Let's go upstairs and see where the magic happens.
All right. Yard.
Is that the?
All right. Here we go.
I'm still laughing about put that bed down and lay in it. Yeah. And I picture the guy, if he heard that, I'd be like, hey, man, F you, man.
Oh, this is an interesting space here.
Yeah, so this will be the loft. This is my grandfather's chair.
Nice.
So I love that.
Bark
more
around.
The view, if you want to see more view.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
That's for the teenagers to get out on the roof and smoke.
Oh, totally. I didn't even think of that. We totally can do that, can't we? Oh, yeah. We'll have to try that at least
once. Watch the stars,
What could go wrong, right?
This house is adorable.
This is where the magic will happen.
That's it, huh?
Right? Okay. I'm a girl, so this is cool to me. But look at the little barn door.
Oh, that is cool. Where's your closet? Let's see if your closet's big enough.
Closet? Well, it's just for me. Nick already decided he's not even participating in this disaster.
Oh, cool. That's a good size closet.
That's not bad. We'll take it. The shoes are already displayed because I am that girl. As you cannot tell from my attire today, but I am that girl.
You guys have a lot of stuff.
We do have a lot of stuff. This is what happens when you know.
Mm-hmm. Is there a man cave?
What kind of bathtubs are you guys rocking in that place?
We'll check. I'll show you the bathtub. So this is going to be the man cave. So that was the master. We're going to do a man cave in here, which is what the big TV is for.
TV first. Love it.
TV first. Again, pretty view. We got mountain views. That makes me happy. Okay, you wanted to see the bathtub. I'll show you the bathtub.
Yeah, I
like the color.
Bathtub. The shower is meant for 2. I don't know if we can get 2 in the bathtub.
Oh, that's a cool bathtub.
Well, it's big enough.
Can you shower in that though? No.
Well, no, not in
there. The shower's right there. Boom, party shower.
Yeah, see that's
sick. Yeah, that's a good one.
We can make some fun things happen.
I bet you can. You got the gray color scheme going on there.
I do, which I like.
I do too.
I'm a fan of that, and I would show you Nick, but he must be hiding. I don't even know where he's at.
And is that brand new carpet that you're working with there?
I assume so. Well, yeah, I guess it's still covered.
Before you go downstairs, go outside and like show the well, without giving it away. Not your address, but I just want to see the house itself from the outside.
Oh, from the outside, so not up here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll go out the door. Hold, please. Pretty
So
red door.
red door.
Huh?
Oh man.
And then welcome to Walt Whitman, if anyone knows, because we're weird and quirky. We have Walt Whitman,
Nice
poet, at our house.
You must be so excited.
We're super excited. We got the grill.
Look at the window treatments.
Aren't those cute?
Now this
neighbors. So our neighbors are totally weird, and they're sitting by the sidewalk staring at us, which is weird.
Yeah.
Go over there with that phone. Let us talk to them.
Yeah.
We'll straighten them out
totally
for you.
should.
Yeah.
See, and then Castle Rock.
Awesome.
Makes me happy, and it lights up at night because
you got the corner lot.
We got the corner lot. We got the beautiful old trees. Pretty cool, huh?
I'm so happy for you guys.
We're really excited. Now you get to see my grub again. Sorry. The view was better before.
No. All right. So the basement's finished or no?
No, basement is not finished. Nope.
You got a project.
I mean, we have a basement. You can see it if you want, but it's creepy old stairs. The house? Oh, I'll lose you if it goes down.
Okay, is it concrete down there?
It's concrete.
That's a well-built house.
It is 1950s, maybe.
So, did you sell the old house?
No, because we're in a pandemic. So, we'll we don't know what we're gonna do with that at the moment.
Hey Jay, you want to go over there and lay on the floor with me at the old house?
Yeah, why not, man?
We can be squatters.
I'll squat.
That's for sure. What's the advice for today as we go into the weekend? Are there any kernels of thought that you have? Right?
Kernels of thought. Your kernels of thought for today are what Larry said. I'm going to steal Larry's stuff. Work on your relationship. Put some time into your relationship. And sorry, I'm like trying to find a corner to stand. Work on your relationship. There's lots of good ways to do that, but like stop having it be COVID-19 24 hours a day, right? You gotta focus on your relationship and ask each other questions and just get back to the fun of your relationship sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt. Have you guys broken in the house yet?
Oh, geez.
You have?
Of course.
No way. With no furniture?
Yes.
Weirdos.
Have some fun, guys. You close on a house. What are you supposed to do?
All right. Celebrate. That's right. Let's celebrate. Have some fun this weekend. That's what I'm going to tell everybody to do.
Absolutely.
Next Friday, Doctor, guess what? I want to see if we can get you maybe in studio if you'll do it. But we're going to do COVID with the Colorado Restaurant Foundation. Hello.
Was that Nick that ran by?
He just booked by.
He did.
He wasn't having it at all.
It's next Friday, right?
Next Friday. Variety show. So next week, we're going to ramp up and start giving you the announcements of who the guests are going to be.
Yeah.
We got some good stuff.
I think I heard one of your people who might be able to do it. I'm excited for you guys.
It's going to be good. Fun. Yeah, no doubt. So next Friday for the Angel Relief Fund, there it is, COVID, live from Studio Kitchen, Colorado, and peeking in some really cool places. So I'm looking forward to next week.
That's going to be amazing. I think there's going to be a lot of positive energy floating around next week.
Yes, it is. Have you danced yet in this house? All right, let's dance. There it is. Dance party in the new house. Dr. Sarah Metz with us, Code 4 Counseling. Check her out. Look her up online and lots of great stuff. Good content that'll really inspire you. Sam and Alex Armatas from Sam's Number 3. What a great interview. Thank you guys for joining us today. Crazy John Irvin came on the show. Gluten-free things. We love John Irvin. And, of course, Larry Hurd joining us from OCN Eats and OCN Drinks. And Dr. Sarah Metz. We missed you yesterday.
I'm sorry. I missed you guys, too.
What a good time. What a week. Next week, we don't know what's going to happen. Jay, do we have any guests that are standing up?
Not right now.
Not right now. We got work to do. But tomorrow night, 6 to 8 p.m. on the Modern Eater Show continues live on 630 KHOW and iHeartRadio. Are you going to join us for our counseling session?
Be there, of course.
It'll be Brian Freeman, myself, Jay, and a colleague that I work with at iHeartRadio. Lori Lynn's going to join us here in studio. She wants to help out the Modern Eater Show.
I love that.
I love that too. Thank you for everything. Support local. We love you.
Have a good Friday night.
Bye.
Bye.
There it is. See ya tomorrow. Modern Eater Show continues.